Hey everyone, Future Downpipe here. I'm just editing this video and I want to interject really quickly. This video is getting pretty long. So quick little announcement that I have to make. I probably won't be recording as much for the rest of this week. I have two tests coming up, Thursday and Friday. I'll try to do a video this weekend, but I also have to study for a big calculus test I got on Monday. So there's that. So another thing I want to make a point out of is I've been looking at some of the analytics, and I can understand hour-long videos are quite hard to stay and watch the whole thing and digest, and just it's a hard watch. I understand that. So I'm going to shorten the episodes down to 25 to 30 minutes, and you'll hear me say at the end of this episode that we're going to do the Grow Lab later in the same episode. That's not happening because it's already in like the 50 minutes, so I'm going to try and shorten that down a little bit. So here's the thing. I think we'll do the Grow Lab 1 in episode 4, and then I'll just take you guys through the whole of that, maybe do something interesting here and there. And yeah, I think that's the plan until I get a nice recipe down of how I want to edit my videos and how I want to just present the content to you guys. Like I said, it's my first time doing this. And I really just want to make better videos. So I'm learning to edit. I'm learning to do all these cool things. It's not just me talking in the background. Like, it's the first time I'm recording myself. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and I'll probably see you guys next week when we tackle the Grow Lab. I want to build a mining vehicle and maybe even a logging vehicle, or just at least attachments for our main car at this point. But that's about the plan for the future of this channel going forward. I'm gonna shorten the episodes down, make them more digestible. I can't speak right now. So yeah, that's about it, and I'll probably see you guys next week. Cheers. Hello everyone, and welcome back to Scrap Mechanic Drilling Thunder episode 3. I'm a mechanical engineering student, and in the agenda for today's episode, some things I need to talk about. So in the last episode, I said that we need a refine bot and a welder, but at the end of episode 2, I already had a refine bot. So what happened there was I have hotkeys for recording and stop recording and pause recording and resume recording, and unfortunately, when I paused the recording, it didn't register on the keyboard, and then when I thought I was resuming recording, that's when I paused it. So we lost about, I think it was 40 to 50 minutes worth of footage. We were looting a few POIs, getting some material, getting component kits, and a whole bunch of things like that. And I don't know if you remember, in the last episode, we abruptly ran out of gas. We have no more gas. So before we get started with anything on the new agenda for this episode, I'm gonna have to go farm some gas. I want to at least get a scrap chest, maybe one of these, or maybe even that one over there. If we find a desert biome, I'm gonna use that. It would be a lot easier. So I want to do that, and I want to gather some materials, because I think it's time we do some interesting things. We need some materials. We need to build some attachments for this vehicle so we can start logging and mining. And that brings me to the second point. The last episode, I wanted to build this walk pen. I really want to build the walk pen. I think it's nice. I think it's cute. We had all the materials. I have all of these materials in one of the scrap chests on the car right now. The only thing that we didn't have was these herb pots. I don't know why that is over there. And we can't make them because I haven't found any. I have the schematic for that, but we don't have the materials to make them. The only material that we don't have required is scrap stone, and I haven't found any through gathering materials, looting, raiding the POIs, the structures, anything like that. So I think it's time that we get a mining vehicle or a logging vehicle, but I don't want to make dedicated vehicles for them just yet. So I think for the time being, we're going to make some attachments for this vehicle. And that being said, attachments, we need a weld tool. So we're going to be doing that as well. Now, another thing, little public service announcement. Please send me your questions. Send me your engineering questions if you want to go into an engineering field, if you just have a general curiosity about something, you don't understand a certain concept. Of course, if it's not too complicated that it's going to take up a whole video, I might do 5 minutes every video somewhere, maybe in the middle, maybe at the start, maybe at the end. An engineering fun fact of the day. Maybe I explain a concept, just something interesting about physics and math. So if you guys would like to see that, let me know. But I think I'm gonna do that. So yeah, for the start of this episode, we need some gas. So I'm gonna quickly get this car to the mechanic station and just get a whole chest worth of oil, so we can have at least enough gas to reliably explore quite a distance, because I haven't even seen the edges or even something resembling a desert biome in these last 2 episodes. So I think it's time we do that and we get ourselves a nice little gas station, maybe put on a beacon, just some place that we know we can reliably get gas. So I'm gonna get going on that. Okay, welcome back. So I have done a little bit of farming. You can see down here I went and gathered some oil, but it would seem that the amount of oil node spawns underwater have been reduced quite a lot. But I am happy to say that we have enough to simply just go exploring. And I was riding over a hill way over there. You can see it's about 2.3 kilometers away, and I saw this. Now I was taking a bit of a gamble here because I thought it would be a just another hayfield, but it is a desert, and we are just familiarizing ourselves with the local wildlife over here. These things are really annoying. Almost like pack animals. If one gets alerted, the rest will just follow him, and they will continuously try to kill you. I was driving through here, aggroed a bunch of them, and then I stopped way over there, and they followed me all the way over there. But glorious day, we have found ourselves an oil pond, and poor Jimbo. I was about to say, this poor bot, he can't. That, my friends, is an accessory to murder. He just killed his own friend. I'm gonna run. Get out of here. He just killed his own friend. I was gonna say that poor bot, he's drowning, and then he jumped out. I was like, oh yeah, they can jump as well as these guys, but not like them. And then you just landed on top of your buddy over there, killing him. You're an accessory to murder, my friend. I'll see you in court. But glorious day, we have finally found an oil pond, and oh, just look at that. That is like music to my ears right now, because when survival first came out, gas was a big problem. And I remember a lot of people, they were always like, oh, how are you guys? And by you guys, I mean the other creators that also did scrap mechanic survival content. They always had gas, and people were thinking, hey, are you using dev mode to do this, commands, mods, anything like that? And no, you just had to, off camera, go and collect an egregious amount of oil to keep your creations running. Then with chapter 1.0, the second update to survival, not this one, the previous big one, that's when we got that first tutorial car, and we got oil fields. So I am really happy that this is... Whoa! So I'm sure you guys are aware of the new tornado weather effects. I don't know what they do exactly. I've seen them in other people's videos, and I read about it in the devlog, and tornadoes and more. I think it's on the bottom there. But I don't think I want to find out what they do just yet. So, I can spend all day here just knowing that I will never, ever have to struggle about finding gas again. Now, we should have probably brought a beacon along with us. But if we just look at this, about this, so if we're at the mechanic station, then we need to go about just that first tick to the right of north on the compass there, and we need about 2.3 kilometers away. So that's good to know. I'll probably come back here as soon as we are done filling up this chest, put on a beacon. I found some other interesting things along the way, but I'll show those to you guys in just a minute. Okay, welcome back. So look at this glorious chest full of oil. Love that, actually. So I just spoke about finding some pretty interesting things along the way here, on the way to this oil pond. Of course, the local wildlife enjoying themselves over there, these tornadoes, which I'm sure you guys again have all seen before. So we found our first warehouse. Now it is a 2-story warehouse, so level 2. It's not that bad. But I haven't been to a warehouse since the new update. Usually, I'd go to a warehouse and just demolish the guard shack and the things at the back that were that you could take off and collect. But I am a little scared about the tape bots and things, because I'm noticing a pattern. Oh, this is the other thing I want to show you guys. I'll get to that in a moment. But look at this. Where did we... Look at this bridge. And this water is... It's murky orange. Why? What's up with that? Okay, so there's nothing interesting going on under the bridge. Simply just a plain old bridge, I guess. But that's pretty cool. I've never seen this in the previous games, or the previous updates. So, oh, those are chests back there. I missed those. So we'll take a look at what's going on here in a minute. Oh, look at this. We've got caged farmers and we've got 2 chests. Oh, that's another thing that I want to talk about that happened yesterday. So, with me losing some of the footage from our recording, is he just gonna... Okay. You gonna do something? Okay, I don't know. With me losing some footage, we had 2 caged farmers that I went and took back to the trader. And it took me a while to do that. I think that's where bulk of the footage was. Not bulk, maybe half. But I did that, and then we noticed that I couldn't access the trader just yet because I hadn't completed the quest about bringing them some tomatoes. So I was wondering if it's gonna keep credit. Like, I already made the deposit, but it did. So I am quite happy, or was quite happy about that. And there we go, out of fuel. But we have no fear, because I brought a lot. But with that being said, I think it's time that maybe we go across here, see what's up over there, and then we'll head back home. If I find something interesting, of course, I'm happy to share with you. Oh, and this is the first thing we find. This is like a little K-truck, and it's got fuel canister. Oh, that's a lot of exhausts. I'm gonna make so many downpipes with that. Anyway, oh, and we got 2 lights for free. I wonder if this thing has an engine. It does. But it's a scrap engine, of course. But that's fine. This is nice. This is really nice. I'm gonna quickly scrap this car and then we'll get back on the road. Okay. Car. I just look at it now. It'll just a poor pile of scrap, but the car's been scrapped. And luckily we do have a schematic bot. Right, you know what? Let me just deal with you. How? The hay bots don't even detect me from that far. Okay, so we got a bunch of nice parts from this. I'm especially excited for these tanks. They're pretty cool. We've got these cross pieces. Generator pipe 4-way. Okay, I think this is just a generator pipe short. Yeah, that's a generator pipe short. And then we have this guy. It's just generator pipe long. There we go. Okay, and the generator pipe T. Yeah. And these wires. And then another thing, look at this. This huge window. Large rectangular window. That's awesome. So, I think that's enough messing around with these. I'm gonna head on back home. And we're gonna get these, or this, at least this one chest full of oil. We're gonna get that crafted up into gasoline straight away. Okay, so we've made it back to the mechanic station safely. I just realized that my mic was muted when I started making these. When I started turning this oil into gas, but I basically crafted another a chest, another one of these small chests, so that we can automate these by just having them loop. So this craft bot is just gonna chew through all of this oil and deposit it over there. So that's awesome. I'm really happy that we found an oil pond. We found a desert biome. We've seen some of the new things, but I'm desperately need a portable craft bot. And how much does this take for a beacon? Do we need a radio? Because we have one. Okay, but we can just make that. So let's go check in on our portable craft bot. I'm really excited to see this, because I think having one on the vehicle is going to make our lives a lot easier. If we have the materials for beacons on hand, if we just don't have them already made, then we can just make a beacon, because I'm pretty sure the portable craft bot can make a beacon, considering that the crafting recipe has been changed and it's not as expensive as it was before. But let's take a look at this little guy. Hello. Oh, that's adorable. Look at him. And his big brother over there is just, he doesn't even know what's going on. But this guy, oh, he just looks so full of life. Okay, that's a lot cheaper. Hold on. Here it's 20 metal block 1 and 4 circuit boards. And back here, 4 circuit boards. And it's scrap metal? Okay, so don't make your beacons through the big craft bot. Make them through the little portable craft bot. And this guy needs a name, so we need to give him a name. But oh, look at that! I might just go make another one. So we got one on the vehicle at all times, and we'll make another one for later. There we go. Oh, this little guy's adorable. Does he fold away? He does! Okay. So, we've got ourselves 2 beacons. I'm going to put one on the car, and then we'll go put one back at the oil fields. Okay, so just rolling up to the desert here again. We quickly have to get those, or that one beacon down. It's turning into night. time I see it looks like it's turning into night. And we've got this little desert oasis here. And there we are, our little oil pond. So yeah, I'm gonna quickly get this beacon down, and I really want to get that welder done. I want to start building things, and especially for the more advanced suspension setups like double wishbone and independent suspension, we will need a welder just to construct it in the first place. So I'm gonna put this down right here. We're gonna make this the... Yeah, that looks good. Oil. So I think, because I can't find any charred zones right now, and on the way here I also didn't see any. So I think we might need to pay a visit to the old crashed ship, and I guess just farm all the ember we have over there. I mean, we can make more. I know we can with the crafting recipe. I think it's scrap wood and 1 ember. But yeah, I think we're just gonna head over to the crashed ship, collect that ember. Considering I haven't found an ember biome or a zone yet, so let's go ahead and do that. I'm just coming back from the desert biome over there. I just spotted something here. I want to take a look at it. Ooh, okay. What is this? What is this? I've never seen anything like this. This is obviously part of the new content. But this is huge. And it looks like it might take a similar key to the Grow Labs. That looks like something that might fit into this. But the Grow Labs look like that, right? They don't look like this. So I think this might be our entrance into the underground zone with all the new underground content, of course. Because, I mean, look at the top of my screen there, southwest, 390 meters. This is in my backyard from the mechanic station. Look, there it is. So I think this is quite intentional. It's not just something that it just spawned there by chance. Because it looks like a huge, heavily armored garage door, and it looks big enough to fit like a creation through, like a really big vehicle. And I'm assuming you take your vehicle into the underground, especially with the sticky wheels and all the underground mining that we can do. So that would definitely be an interesting thing to unlock once we can. So, oh yeah, I was supposed to go to the crash ship. I'll be back in a second. Okay, here we are, back where we started, where this whole series started. Now I wonder, I'm not seeing. Okay, there's here are the dead trees. There's 1, 2. Okay, there's actually a bunch of them here. So, I mean, let's... Whoa. That... I don't know if this fire spreads, because the vehicle is primarily made out of wood, so that would be bad. So, let's just quickly get this ember, I guess. Okay, so I got a decent bunch. I got about 28. So embers stack in 20s. But yeah, I think we'll head on back to the mechanic station. We're gonna get ourselves a welder, and then I think it's time that we upgrade this vehicle of ours. Okay, back at the mechanic station. So, we do have a full inventory list. Oh, that's nice. I still really enjoy the inventory cleanup function. It's really nice. So, let's see what we need. We need obviously metal block 1. Now we have the embers finally, and we need these water. I think I only need 10, so I only need one piece of water, or one container worth of water. Can we make that? Okay, just normal water buckets. I don't want to bore you guys with what I'm about to do, so I'm just gonna organize my inventory, get things cleaned up a bit, maybe make a few more chests, and basically just get everything prepped, and then we'll start dismantling and rebuilding this car. Okay, so I did a bit of organizing. This first chest over here, this is actually everything that we need for the Walkpen side quest. This is just a miscellaneous chest. Yeah. Whole bunch of pipes and parts. This is the gas chest. This is important components for building the organics chest, building material chest, another building material chest, and then our consumables, which we will regularly be using when crafting. So let me just put these there. I want to quickly remove this. Just don't want it sitting out here in the open. Oh. Okay, there we go. Okay. So I think, and we of course, we made our welder. Look at that. So I think it's finally time that we say goodbye to this vehicle. It has also served us well for one episode, but I think I'm finally ready to upgrade this guy and just make it look a bit more neat, maybe even find some good chest placements around it, and we need to start prepping to build a few attachments for this car. So let's get going on that. Okay, so what you just saw me doing now was I quickly put down 2 chests so we can automate making ourselves more wood block level 1. I'm still going to make this out of wood. I don't want to spend too many materials on, or expensive materials at least, on a vehicle just yet. So I think this will do just fine. Now I did do the time time lapse for that last bit there. So now I'm just going to walk you guys through how I usually build my independent suspension. Okay, so we need, obviously you need the suspension first of all. You're gonna need some straight pipe pieces, some curved ones, and I think, where did I put those? These T-shapes. So I want this to be at least 1 block away from the frame, so the tire is going to be center point over here, and then the basically on its max radius. And what I mean by that is at the furthest point away from the center on the tire, we will be 1 block away from the frame, so that is going to allow us to have nice and comfortable steering. Again, I know it's probably not a big deal if it does rub against the frame here. It's just sometimes that can cause the game to freak out and just makes your driving a whole lot more unstable. Now I do want our tires sitting 1 block out of it, just to give it that nice, you know, wide body look. So let's go ahead and get started on that. So when making independent suspension, you want to have 2 suspensions like these with curved pieces going to the front or to the back. It doesn't really matter. I usually build mine to the front, but I'm probably going to change it up when it comes to the back. So this is where we take our T pieces, because these are what are basically going to allow the suspension to move up and down freely without causing any problems. And I just want to spice up the design a bit here, but I can't seem to find the long pipes. Oh, there they are. And a whole bunch of bearings. Let's get those back. Thank you. Okay. See, now that's pretty cool, and this is exactly why I wanted the welder, because we need to weld these together, because the game renders this piece. Let me show that again. So the game renders this piece as a single object and this as another. So if I had to take this off to lift and go driving with it, these would simply just drag on the ground. They wouldn't do anything. So but when we weld them together, now we've got a solid axle at the front there. So now we're just going to put in our steering bearings as well. Just like that. Put these down. Do I have any more? I should have. I have an absurd amount of them. There we go. And bada bing, bada boom. Look at that. Let's go ahead and nope. So now steering looks good. We're not rubbing on the frame anywhere. And for those of you who don't understand how independent suspension works, I'll put an image up on the screen. But it's pretty much, it's the easiest way I could explain it is, think of your closest car dealership that has a Jeep somewhere that's probably propped up on one of those little ramps. That's exactly what's going on over here. So let's go ahead and get of course I had to leave some space here for the intake and our signature downpipe, of course. So I'm gonna go ahead and just finish up this bed at the back here, and I'll explain how to build the non-steering version of the independent suspension. So yeah, let's get to it. What you're seeing me do now is just mark out where I want the center of the back wheels to be. So I guess we're gonna do that and do that. So I think in the future, when we upgrade our vehicle again, because I'm gonna be constantly making upgrades, improving on the design, doing all of that. What is going on here? Okay, there we go. So I want to make it wide enough eventually at some point to where we can comfortably fit 2 resource collectors in the back, because I think at that point, when we have enough, then, and by enough I mean we have so many resource collectors that we can drop off to and pick up 2 empty ones and go back out there and get some more material and get that stuff done. So now I basically need to bring this up to right about there. Now what this is this is where our, oh, I did that wrong, excuse me. There we go. I'm just using these beams sort of as markers, so they won't be they won't be there when we're done building this. Actually, now that I'm looking at this resource collector might cause a problem. So I think we're gonna do the same as on the previous car. We are going to bring them down one bit, but let's get them built and ready to go. And I made another mistake. It's late and I'm just not focusing right now, so let's just get this out of the way. So I just remembered that this suspension is actually going to sit about here, because we're building it backwards, or at least these 2 front parts I was talking about earlier. I'm going to build them towards the back, so they face the back. And to do that, we need to do this. Otherwise, it wouldn't work. So let's get these in. There we go, there we go. So I guess then we will build them out of the little pipes, because we have enough, we have some to spare. I'm not gonna worry about it. Boom, there we go. Okay, corner pieces. I need more corner pieces. Do I have enough? I should. There we are. I knew I had them somewhere. Okay, there we go. Get these down right in line there. Nice, 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 nice. These were 3 in. These are 2 in. Okay, That's fine though. We can have a wider set of back wheels. It doesn't really matter. And let's go ahead and get rid of those and these and these, so the suspension can actually compress and do its job. There we go. That is looking nice. Really like that. Just to save some space. Okay, let's add some stiffness. You see what I mean there? Look at that. Doesn't that just look awesome? Okay. I think suspension setups were one of the coolest and most wonderful things that really, it really interests me a lot. And I think it's one of the main things that actually got me into playing scrap mechanic like this, was people that were building crazy, like really cool suspension setups, whether it be trophy truck suspension or double wishbone, cantilever, push rod. And with the problem with scrap mechanic, of course, is you are forced to build on a 90-degree grid, and that can sometimes, it can really ruin some of the things you're trying to achieve. So that is looking good to me. I don't know if I wanna keep this like these beams. I think I might remove them. But before we do any of that, okay, maybe I should just stand at the back here. Boom. Look at that. And we fit perfectly. So now we can actually just do this and this. Sort of build ourselves little fenders for the wheels. Nice. I'm really liking the way this is starting to turn out. Our first real proper vehicle. It is standing off to the side a bit. My best guess is that it's because of the seat, which actually fixed it. Now we might actually have to make an even width seat, but it doesn't really matter. We can always do that. And then let me grab one of these chests. Oh, I can't sit in the seat. Hold on. Let's get this. And bam. Now that's looking nice. I think we can actually take a look at the weight of one of these boxes. So the weight's about 4. So we can actually, if the seat weighs about the same, I don't know what they weigh. The seat weighs 5. Okay. So we can just do that. And there we go. We're level again. Once more. Nice. Let's go ahead and hook these up. Hook that up. And hook them up to this. Right, these wheels at the back here. Now that I'm thinking about it, maybe we just do something like that. I've never been good at building fenders, but now we've got a little bit of a bed back here. We've got a nice partition, so we can put down a bed or anything like that. Which reminds me, before we just go out and about exploring and riding around, we need... Oh, look at that. It fits perfectly. And now we're back on. And we've got some lights. We've got some lights. Might even build a nice bull bar. Or push bar, nudge bar, anything. Okay, welcome back. Sorry about that. I had to go deal with something. So we were putting headlights on our nice truck over here. I've even added these fuel canisters. Actually, I know we have the recipe. Oh, okay, 5. That's not too bad. It's it's I think that's okay. But now since we have all these nice new parts, we can build ourselves a nice proper intake. Yeah, now we're getting there. Boom. I really like that. I like the look of that. Let's get this on the left. Whoa, that wasn't supposed to happen. Okay, perfect. Oh, it's actually really perfect. It's just behind the hole there. Okay. I'm gonna put one of these down. I'll get one of those. No. We'll do that and that. Have that go down into this guy over there. And now we've got our downpipes and our intakes, ladies and gentlemen. So that's pretty cool. That's really nice. I also took the liberty of hooking up the headlights to a switch. Now, if you guys didn't know, the standard color for most things in Scrap Mechanic is orange, as well as these lights. They are orange. But if you want to get more range out of them, have them be a bit brighter and sharper, actually just paint them white. That will make them, you'll gain a lot more visibility when using bright white lights instead of these orange ones. And the same goes for glass. Now, let's get that on there, put it up, and I keep jumping off. We need the beacon. Now these beacons are so large. I don't always like having to use the beacons because they're so big. Okay, this might be better. Okay, how about we just turn it around like that? Nice. Okay, and this will just be our vehicle. I think I'm gonna put that a bit closer. There we go. And we can bump this rear suspension up one more. Look at that. Look at that action on that. Nice. Okay, steering works fine. Oh. We've got headlights. Look at that. Another thing that I forgot to mention earlier was with the new Chapter 2 updates, we actually have something where if you press shift when in your vehicle, it'll shift up a few gears. Now I want you to take a good listen to the engine sound when I press shift here. You can hear that. You can hear it revving up and just like kicking into a higher gear almost. But look at that. We've got, I mean, just look at the action on this suspension right there. Tell me that isn't cool. Now, when we upgrade our suspension, when we do some more raids and get some more component kits, the car will become a lot more stable as we gain more tiers to increase the stiffness. But just look at that. Look at the action on that. That's a real world suspension setup in a video game, and it works perfectly. Isn't that just awesome? But yeah, so I think the next thing we need to do is, I forgot to mention, last episode we unlocked the scrap spud gun. So I need to go get some component kits. Not wasted. I used my last two to make the weld tool, but we need to make the scrap spud gun so we can actually go into the grow lab later and hopefully see what we get there. So I think I'm gonna go do a few raid a few POIs, go looting, maybe even gather some materials if I can, and then I'll see you guys in a few. Hey everyone, Future Downpipe back here again. I just felt like I needed to record an outro for this video. So, like you heard me say in the beginning, a few moments ago, I said we're gonna do the grow lab later and make a spot gun and do all that. And I'm gonna go gather some materials, get some component kits, and do all that good stuff. But I think I'm gonna do that in preparation for episode 4. I'm gonna give the grow lab its own personal episode, because I think that's gonna be a lot better than just having another hour and a half long video. So another few things that I didn't mention in that intro clip there was I had a few ideas that I want to do with episode 4. Obviously, the Grow Lab is getting its own little segment, and then a few creation ideas I've had was I want to make a fuel tanker and I want to make a cargo truck. So this vehicle is going to be just our basic recon and exploration and just a general purpose vehicle. Like I said, we'll make some attachments for mining and logging and doing all that good stuff. But I do want to make a dedicated fuel tanker, and I want to make a dedicated cargo truck for hauling all those fruit crates up to the trader. So I hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and yeah, if you liked it, like and subscribe, leave a comment, ask me anything engineering related, game related, whatever you want. If you want to get to know me, just leave a comment down below, and I hope you enjoyed this episode. I'll see you guys in episode 4. Cheers.